Overnight Celebrity, where we're trying to turn everybody into a celebrity overnight. Will it happen? I hope so. But we live on one street away from Hope Street. And this is another one of my housemates, Big Fern, Fernando, Fernie. What do you prefer to go by now? I know you recently switched it. Tell us a little bit about that.
I go by Fernando now because, it's been my given name and I've been neglecting it for a long time, but I don't know. I'm starting to grow into it. So I just decided to, call me Fernando instead of Fernie because, Fernie, it's a weird sounding name,
Bernie.
Bernie, yeah, I can rhyme on that shit.
Yeah. Fernie, very unique. Ernie. Yeah, have never met a Fernie until you. So we got that. And how long have you been in here, this artist collective? A year?
I would say about a year and 3 months now.
A year and 3 months?
Yeah.
And has it been the best year and 3 months of your lives?
I would say it's one of the biggest roller coasters. It goes all the way high, but then it could drop all the way down. And it could be a downer, it could be lonely, but definitely a good place to socialize and also to find different creative paths to, expand your horizons in such a way. Hearing other people's backstory kind of gives you more empathy towards any other person that you haven't even really met. You see people walk by the street, but you haven't really met them. You don't really socialize. You don't say, hi, how are you doing? And then continue on within an hour of conversation to actually know who they are. So basically you're co-living with a bunch of people that you're sharing your deep feelings of whatever you're running away from or what you're chasing. And it's honestly the best dynamic that I've been through in my life that involves being social, because I'm not really a social person. I'm like an introvert. But definitely I would say this place kind of helped become more social in such a way where it just comes out authentic, And I would say that, yeah, this has been one of the best years of my life.
So you're from El Paso, correct?
That's right.
And when you were growing up in El Paso, you would say you were less likely to socialize than you are now?
I would say so because growing up in kind of a small town, well, not a small town, it's like a city, but it's more within the family, family oriented type of way where you don't really accept new people in your circle that much unless you're related to a cousin or family member. But I would say, yeah, the way I've been social this past year, I have not been social back at home. I can assure you that.
Did you have a lot of relatives there? I mean, you are Mexican, right? So were there a lot of Mexicans there? Do you all feel like one big family? I know Mexican people like to have a lot of kids. So
yeah, I would say there's a good portion of my genes somewhere out there, but I don't know, it's kind of a long story because I kind of went in this growing path of actually losing some family. It kind of led me to here. So I would say I would have just a small circle of family around me.
Yeah. And so you would have a small circle of family, but you had a lot of family members.
Yes, I would say so. But we don't really talk to each other.
And you've been to Mexico before?
Yes.
How do you like that?
Intense.
Intense?
Yeah.
Do you have any memorable experiences?
I remember that we had to get on the bus, and I don't know, just the intense thought of, okay, whatever you do not let go of your brother and do not let go of the bags. And whenever we got off the bus, we had to take all of our stuff with us just in case the bus driver left, because sometimes Mexico could be very sketchy with that.
Okay. So, yeah. So you felt sketched even though you are Mexican. Okay.
sketched.
So it's an American thing. Because I know when I was over there, like I was like one of the tallest people I saw. That made me even more scared. Yeah, I was like, oh man. All right, so after El Paso, did you come directly here, or did you live anywhere else?
I planned to move out here right after high school, but instead I went to San Antonio to live with my sister, and as soon as she got out of the military, tried to take care of her. And then while I was there, I was hoping to get my bachelor's of fine arts, but then also, learn how to do hydroponics and selling high-end groceries into fancy restaurants around the San Antonio downtown area. So honestly, yeah, like I wouldn't say I regret going to San Antonio, but it's been an experience. But so far, this is my only time living by myself.
What was a high-end grocery business like?
Very demanding, very rushing. They like a lot of kale, that's for sure.
Kale?
Kale and black garlic.
I had a girlfriend, she would cook on straight kale all the time. She would get to share the side with her. It's another story. All right, so you wanted a bachelor's in fine arts. How close did you get to achieving that goal?
Not that close, I'm not gonna lie. College is a lot of money. It takes a lot of funding, and yeah, at the time, I only lived there for like a few months. After that, we went back home because her doctors changed or something, and then we just, kind of left it right there.
So you went back home to your parents?
No, we actually went back home to like a brick house, and then to an apartment complex in the west part of El Paso.
Okay. And then after that is when you decided to fly out, wanted to know LAX, start your acting career?
More like the limousine bus, the Mexican version of Greyhound, all the way over here.
Okay. Fancy, huh? All right, so the limousine bus, not as fancy as it sounds.
Exactly.
And was this the first place you landed?
Yeah, actually it is.
Okay, so you moved in, and how has the acting been going, or the pursuit?
Ever since the corona hit, it's been like, I don't even know what a regular day in Hollywood is, with all these virtual meetings and proof of access.
I had a lot ready, and I'm going to do my own review later. But it was just like, I can't get anybody on the call. I called 100 people, got the list, got the people calling me back. Like, I just wanted to I had all the work too. Like, I literally had the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? As an actor, you don't have the work that you could just give them. I'm coming through. Notebooks, text galore, but they were all out of, PDF, but still. It's like, please help me. But yeah, so you're right. I don't know what a normal day in Hollywood is either. And then tell them about your first experience or gig.
My first gig is basically, what was my first gig? My first gig was, that's right. I did an Oreo commercial back in, I would say around January. So here's the thing. They wanted to advertise it to be summertime, but really they had us in shorts and shirts. And it was freezing, like 53 degrees, freezing. And they have us all in shorts. And, I was like, man, this is bullshit. Like, they didn't warn us to bring jackets or anything like that. Well, also it's our fault because we didn't check the weather channel. There were almost 8% of us that didn't bring a jacket. We were all freezing our asses off. And then the shoot lasted for about 10 hours. And yeah, after shoot, I had to eat at least 10 Oreo ice cream sandwiches just to get the right shot.
Oh shit, 10 Oreo ice cream sandwiches. And you have that commercial, right?
Yeah, actually I do. If you actually look up Oreo and then go to the description box, try to see the 16-second ad for the ice cream, and then you're gonna see some snippet shots here and there.
All right, and we'll have that posted later as well. Do you have that joint?
I do.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about your style and where that comes from.
My style, well, even that comes with a long story, so let me just light this up real quick.
You were wearing like a clear shirt the other day or something.
Oh, you're talking about my see-through mainline shirt, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my style, I guess you could justify it, is gothic, but kind of like indie goth. So like, you know, rolled up pants, and then of course platform shoes, and then all black, of course. The bangs was actually my idea, honestly. Like, my sister used to wear bangs, and then she was kind of like a skater girl back in 2005 and all that shit. So kind of influenced this image right here.
So you got indie goth, you got the chain,
All that.
See-through nylon shirts. Usually is rocking the Urkel suspenders. Glasses, earrings, 2 on each side.
I actually want to get LASIK surgery because I couldn't handle glasses, but then when I kind of saw like I could alternate sunglasses and then prescribe them in a little pharmacy in Mexico, then of course, like these were sunglasses. So she just prescribed them as glasses, and voila, there you go.
The rings. How do your parents feel about your style?
Actually they accept it better than I actually thought. Like, my mom likes this Halloween a lot, and she's very religious, so, you know, that's actually a bonus for me.
Speaking of Halloween, tell us about your gig currently.
My current gig.
Yes. At Universal.
It's more like just, I'm working at Universal right now, and it's just basically directing and just, you know,
just directing at Universal.
Basically maintaining cleanliness around the park, you know, like simple handed job stuff.
And do you see any way into Universal movies through working the job you are?
I heard there's opportunities, but within a grace period of actually working a certain amount of time, and also investing into, you know, improving your skills that you're performing, and then, you know, they'll probably recommend, you know, what's available and what's not.
Okay. What's your favorite Universal movie?
Ooh, tough one. My favorite would have to be, I would say Fast and the Furious.
Which one?
First one.
Not Fast and the Furious 50?
Honestly, I don't know. Stop, man.
Yeah, I think the ones coming up is one of their last 5 they're coming out with.
Yeah, I think so.
One of their last 15.
I will say this though, I really hope I get to actually act in a Fast and the Furious movie for the whole trilogy.
It's ending. I really think the last one. That's the last one. But once they hit 10.
That's why I gotta hurry my ass up.
Alright, and what's your dream role?
My dream role.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't have a dream role. I just want to portray characters that, you know, stories are meant to be told through not through a prejudice type of judgment type of perception, but more empathetic, where we can actually understand why people are the way they are, especially for those that we haven't really forgiven. You know, abusive people, people who are mentally ill and at an age that we didn't even understand, we kind of felt alone. You know, I want people to actually know that things happen for a reason, but because that's what makes us us. So I want to imprint that to the world, that I want to make movies that some people can't really watch because it's too hard for them to watch, because it's so self-reflective of their own past. So my dream role is to actually reach out to those people and say, you're not alone. You know, like, you are seen. We all know, you know, these events that actually do happen to people. It does affect us in such a mental way where we can't really escape. We're still haunted by those things that we wonder if we're good enough or not. Like, I want to ensure the world that these things are going to be inevitable. They're going to happen either way. So I wanted movies that people are comfortable with, like death, tragedy, loss, heartbreak. You know.
Do you have
stuff
any
like that.
examples?
Yeah.
Of movies you've seen in the past?
I mean,
Did that for you?
let's see. That's gonna be a tough one. Honestly, I would have to say Mrs. Doubtfire because in such a funny way, I was always scared about your family divorcing, separating, and just dividing. And then not the fact that you feel like it's your fault, but rather than you just wanted them to be together because you are that circle that you're involved in, that trust that, you feel like it's unbreakable. It kind of like influenced me in the part where you could actually be humorous, you could be, outgoing, and also accept the fact that things are gonna happen, like bad things.
Are your parents still together?
Yeah, we're still together.
See, that's rare nowadays, though.
It is. It is.
So, you're looking for the deep roles,
Yes.
not the fluff on top, not the Oreo commercials that wasn't deep enough for you.
Honestly, I don't want to do advertising of the fact that it's gonna make me an A-list actor, but I want to do movies that upon that level of professionality.
Would you rather do deep roles or shallow roles and be rich?
Deep roles.
And struggle? And deep roles and struggle, obviously.
Yeah.
So you also do a little writing.
Yes.
So why don't you let us in on that? What do you write about? How much time have you been writing for?
So it wasn't until I felt my deepest lows that I started writing. It's basically a book about losing your vulnerability within your golden age, which is from the teens to your late 20s. And it's basically saying you're gonna lose everything and your vulnerability is gonna drop. And what that means is once that drops, you're not gonna want to be vulnerable with anybody else. You're gonna want to sink down everything that's happened to you. Because you notice that once you share that to the world, you got hurt and you don't want to get hurt again. And so I would say this is more like an instruction manual of how to see on losing your vulnerability within, losing everything, you feeling like shit, like you feel like nothing, you're just gonna lose everything, what's the point of living? And of course it's gonna involve some suicidal thoughts because I've actually been to that place, very recent too, for the first time. And so I'm gonna want that to actually just show people that it is natural to have those thoughts. So it is natural to feel such heavy emotion, but accept it that it's gonna be there and prepare yourself if it's gonna happen again. You know what to do because you're taking steps to actually maintain this sort of stability within yourself.
What do you think triggered your suicidal thoughts?
The fact that I thought that because nobody wanted me, because my dad tried to kill me when I was 5 years old. He abandoned me at 11. My sister, she got took advantage of and almost killed 3 times by her own units in the military. And she got PTSD from Vietnam. And let's just say I took a large amount of time to try to heal that for myself and also for her. That's why, right now, I'm 26 years old, so I wish I could have started right away, but shit happens, life happens, so I had to put that first. that was my first priority, was just looking out for my sister for almost 3.5 years. And then so I did that. And then she, I don't know what happened, she got angry. She decided to disconnect me from her life for the first time. And for me, it was scary because your big sister is basically everything you look up to. Like when your mom's working, she's like a second mom, basically. You look up to her. She taught me table manners, she taught me literary, she taught me punctuality. She just taught me how to like try to speak another language. She tried to teach me to be bilingual, and she just had my best interest. She showed me how to sit on the table, put the hand on the lap, have her hands there and the elbows, and you know, it was.
How much older is she?
She's about 7 years older.
She's 32?
Yeah.
And are you guys communicating now?
No. Apparently she hasn't. Well, I don't want to like say anything about that, but
Yeah, that's not rude.
the thing is, like, we're still not speaking to her. Let's just say not on my end, like I can speak to her. But yeah.
So, you had a rift there while you were out here in LA?
Yeah. And then after all that happened, after my sister left, I was a whole year lazy, not working out, not working at all, just getting fat, eating a lot. Like, I didn't look like this. I was like really overweight, even earlier. And then one day it just clicked, and then I started like taking headshots, and then I put myself in an agenda, and I told myself, okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And then just right when I started having that voice telling me what to do, my own voice, I started progressing, and then I started dieting, and then progressing, practicing lines, memorizing words, memorizing a whole page, stuff like that. And then everything just started taking step by step by step by step. And then people are noticing I look different, that I feel different. My approach is a little more optimistic. So like that actually like helped me spark up at least 3 extra years of work, and then after that I moved over here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So after that, you moved over here.
Yeah.
And now, do you have any interviews lined up? Where's the acting headed?
Right now, I just came back and I'm like focusing on working so I could actually take acting classes. So right now, I'm not really auditioning, but I am practicing acting a lot. And I'm just gonna get back on that horse again because that's definitely what I to do. And yeah, basically, right now I'm just working, but I'm definitely gonna get back there within the next month or so.
And how easy is it for you to memorize the lines you would need? I'm not an actor, so I don't know. But say like your average role, how much you have to memorize? How hard is it?
It's not hard at all, honestly. If you just read the subtext, it kind of makes sense in your head, and later you could just reenact it. And
Does it have to be word for word?
it can be word for word, but like I heard that directors don't like it when you try to improvise or try to cut words because they want you to do exactly how it is done. But I mean, I would say yeah, you have to do word for word.
And has that ever been a struggle for you, or you just got it?
Honestly, within the process of me getting better, I actually memorize things without struggling so much because I have ADD, so it's kind of hard for me to pay attention to one thing to read and then I forget the whole story. But I don't know, when it comes to acting, it actually makes it easier for me to just memorize. Exactly.
Okay, and how many roles have you had?
I'll have to say like 2 roles.
Okay. How many have you tried out for? Or sent in auditions?
I would say 5.
5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly in the beginning stages still.
And who is your top actor? Biggest inspiration?
Biggest inspiration. I would have to say either Daniel Day-Lewis or Or maybe even Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire. That was sad. Jumanji, they're remaking all of them now.
I know.
His suicide was really sad. I actually read about this in one of my books. It's like, people looked up him. He had everything. If you could commit suicide, what makes it good enough for anybody?
You know what's weird? Was that same morning I was traveling back from California back to home, and then my mom, she woke up with sweat on her face, and she said, "Oh my God, I dreamt that Robin Williams died." And I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah." And we're in the middle of the desert. We have no reception. As soon as we hit Phoenix, we got reception, and then we got news that he died just last night. Yeah. So it's like no bullshit. That actually did happen. So that really got me thinking. That was crazy.
All right. So what's your favorite Robin Williams movie? Is it Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, it's Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting?
Yeah.
Would you want to be the main actor, or do you want to be a side character?
Honestly, the ideology of people wanting to do roles is to be the main actor, of course. But I mean, I wouldn't mind doing supporting roles or just helping out a little bit.
Yeah, but if it pays the bill, right?
Exactly. As long as it pays the bills. But honestly, my main priority is to get at least a lead act.
Do you have an actor's access at LA?
Actually, yes, I have actors access and project casting.
All right, we're gonna put those in at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
But just in case we don't, it is Fernando.
Well, Fernando.
Fernando Contreras. Fernando, you want to spell that for us?
Fernando, and then Contreras is Conteras. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. Fernando Contreras. And if Fernando Contreras was going to do a sex scene with anybody, who would it be?
That'd do a sex scene. You got really thinking about this one. I would have to say it would have to be Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, yeah. Why?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
All right. And if there was going to be any remake that you would want to be a part of, which would it be? Like a rebooted series? And would you rather do a TV series or a movie?
I mean, I would definitely do a TV series, but then also move into movies later.
Yeah. Like which remake would you like be a part of?
Shit, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess I have to say. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get you back on that one.
All right. So, I think we're about to wrap this one up. We have the links there. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah. Yeah. See you at the movies.
See you at the movies. All right, let's go. Thank you guys, and it's been great. Thank you again, Fernando.